Hi, everybody. This is Justin Pontarelli, and this is my face, or this is my YouTube channel, or at least it's going to be going on my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm the guy who basically does the interstellar pilot videos, and I also have a few videos posted on my YouTube channel on Christian universalism, and otherwise known as the belief that eventually everybody will be saved. Okay, so yeah, it's an all-inclusive idea that basically says that Jesus Christ will save everyone, and that everyone will come to Christ eventually, even after death. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, who are watching this video, I also had, or I still have one, but they're probably going to shut it down eventually. I also had a Facebook account as well. Oops, wrong light. I'm downstairs in my basement here. That doesn't help either. Okay, I'll stay over here in the lit sections. I don't like to walk around while I talk and do my videos sometimes. If I'm doing one, it's not a game. Anyway, so let me show you my workstation real quick before I get back to what I was saying. If I can't flip this around, so I'll do it this way. Here's my workstation, or I should say, here's my new workstation. This is a very small monitor. It's really good for people who have epilepsy, I think, because the smaller size helps because I can look away from the screen if I start to have epilepsy symptoms. It's got a blue light filter on it. The refresh rate could be higher, but I'll live with that for now. This is my new HP tower. I'm leaning it sideways so I can put my speakers on top here. And here's a little keyboard here and mouse that came with my new computer. I don't have work, so if you're wondering how I got this, it was because I still had some money on my credit card account that I used to have. They're terminating that account because of inactivity, but I had lots of actual credit saved up on it that I could cash out on. So I cashed out, and here's what I got. My last bit of money that's actually my own to spend. Got some new equipment because my old 10-year plus XP computer was dying. And here's Wobbuffet. If you love Pokemon, you'll know who Wobbuffet is. Wobbuffet's guarding my little basket here of notes. Pencil, pen, nothing major. And I got a crayon to hold on to for fun because sometimes I like to have something in my hands while I'm fidgeting. It's like a little fidget stick. Anyway, and I've never shown these guys off before, but come out, girls. Here's my girls. Yeah, those are rats. Those are girl rats, domesticated rats. Very friendly. I need a bigger tank than this, but I don't got no money. So if you want to see them in a bigger tank, you can send me some money. And I'll buy one for them. For now, this tank is over 20 years old. I've had it since I was a young kid in middle school. I keep it as clean as I possibly can. But they do okay in there, and I hold them as often as I possibly can. So now you've gotten to know me, not just as a YouTuber, not just as a Christian, not just someone that posts interstellar pilot videos, but also someone who has pet rats, who, because of his disability, because of epilepsy, I kind of live in my the basement of my dad's house, which is currently being lived in by my mother and my stepdad. Okay. And this was supposed to be a rant against Facebook. So what had happened was a long time ago, maybe about 8 years ago, I met who was now currently my wife legally by law in the Philippines. So I went to the Philippines to meet this girl. Later, I ended up marrying her a few years later. At the time, I guess Facebook was maybe like this new hip upcoming thing, which I guess kind of exploded very quickly. At the time, I really hadn't known about Facebook, or if I did, I just didn't care. So she says, hey, this would be a great way for us to stay in contact. So what did I do? I said, okay, we'll stay in contact through Facebook. That sounds fun. That way we can exchange pictures and such and get to know each other's families and friends. And it sounded like a great idea, okay? So we did that. Now the status of that relationship is personal and private. Suffice to say, things could be better, but I think we're going to try to work on it. If you ever get to watch this, dear, yes, I've been very, very distracted. I've been sick. I've been distracted, especially with the new computer. And that's all there is to it. Yeah, guys. So if you're wondering about that, we don't live together because of lots of different reasons. Some of it's personal. Some of it's just simply because I did end up getting really bad epilepsy. I lost my job, and she was still living in the Philippines. And without income, you really can't sponsor someone to come live here. And I'm going to put a hat on because you're probably looking at my hair and going, what's with this guy's hair? Well, the answer to that question is I just woke up about an hour ago, and I could really probably use a shower. So I'm going to put my hat on instead. One moment, guys. So yeah, well, I continue to talk about Facebook and how much I no longer like them. I no longer think they're the awesome tool for communication that I once thought they were. I'm going to show you that when I talk about my epilepsy, I'm not lying or making stuff up, okay? Like today's a good day. My brain's working fine. I'm functional. And I could probably do some work today. I could probably do some real honest to goodness work. A desk job, computer stuff. Before I worked at ADT, security in Henrietta, New York. I used to be an ADT operator, dispatcher. It was a boring job, but it was a good job too, though. Even though it was boring, it's steady pay. Anyway, I'm not lying, see? There. I can say that part of it. It's Capra. Trying to cover up my address, but that's Capra. 500 milligram tablets of Capra. I'm supposed to take that basically twice a day. If I don't, I'm taking my chances. At one point, they are going to switch me over to carbamazepine. Okay? I don't know if you can read it really well, but that's what that is. It's carbamazepine. Otherwise known as Tegretol. Okay? I'm supposed to take 600 milligrams of that once a day, or in other words, 300 milligrams twice a day. So when I talk about my epilepsy, it's because, I'm used to being a rather smart person, an intelligent person. I graduated from college, was a straight A student basically in middle school, did very well in elementary school. I never really needed to study. I could pop open a book a few times, maybe just by doing some homework. I never really studied much. I was always a procrastinator. Oh, I got a book report due in 2 days. I'll work on it tomorrow. I'll be fine. I did that one time, a couple times, many times, countless times. One night I had a report to do for college. I I forgot what the paper was about, but it was a philosophy and technology class. Basically, how technology and philosophy kind of mixed together. There's a philosophy to technology, and I did a paper on it for an online computer course, for an actual degree, for my actual associate's degree. I don't care if you guys see this. I don't think anyone's stalking me. I'm not afraid. Here, take a look. There you go, see? With distinction, associates in applied science. I have no money. I had no money at the time after I graduated. I was working at Cracker Barrel. And associates won't get you anywhere. I tried. I looked around at the time. I'll be back, guys. Okay. Gotta get my hat first. Okay, so apparently I can pause this recording on my phone. That's great. Put my hat back on though. So I got my associate's degree from MCC in Henrietta, New York. Or really Brighton, I guess you could say Brighton, New York. Yeah, so for all you stalkers out there, you can stalk me if you want to. You have enough information to go on now. Okay. At the time, I didn't have epilepsy. Maybe it was developing in my head. I just didn't know it. I worked at Cracker Barrel, doing dishes, sometimes being a prep cook, sometimes making biscuits and stuff like that. I wasn't really fast at it. I tried my best, but I couldn't be fast enough to really be good at it. After meeting my wife, I decided I needed a better job anyway, so I had to leave Cracker Barrel, and I had to go someplace else. Eventually, I ended up at Sutherland Global Services. After that, I ended up at ADT. And the whole time, going back to college was an option, but I had no money. I wasn't really sure about taking my chances with a gigantic loan from a bank or something. Because to go on to get a bachelor's degree, you got to go to a real school. And by real, I mean something that's not a community college. Not that community college isn't real, because you can get a real degree, a real accredited degree from a community college, but typically just an associate's, which, as we know, is pretty much useless. Yeah, I can put it on my resume and say, hey, I got an associate's, and they'll say, hey, ADT will take you, Sutherland will take you. There's plenty of places that will take you, but I wasn't really applying my degree when I'm working in tech support. Any fairly smart person that knows computers at all could do the same job without a degree. And all they would have to know is how to work a computer properly. And any kid who's owned a computer for so many years can figure it out. And nowadays, if you're really interested in learning how to do different things on a computer, you can just look it up online. You want to change your registry? Look it up online. You want to fiddle with the Windows components? Look it up online. Having trouble with Adobe Flash Player? Look it up online. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But to do the things I wanted to do, I wanted to be an actual computer programmer, I needed more schooling to have a better degree to show off to potential employers. And that would have meant taking out a huge loan and leaving my hometown, leaving my family behind, and being alone, which was a concept that I was not ready to accept. I did not want to take out a huge loan and be in debt. That part scared me. A lot of risk there. I got a good friend living in Okinawa who had a huge student loan, but eventually, because he did get a good job with his degree, he paid his loan off. He's now debt-free. Very proud of him to this day. He's now married as well. So So anyway, that's a bit of my story, just to let you know I'm a real person with a real life. When I'm not on my computer playing games or lying in bed sick, yeah, there's my pillow right there. If I'm lying in bed sick or on my computer playing games or holding my pet rats, I'm either typically doing a little Bible reading. Okay, this is a little World War II era antique New Testament Bible. Very proud of this, having this thing. There you go. So yes, I'm also a Christian who enjoys playing video games on his phone or on the computer. So this is a Samsung phone, an old Samsung Galaxy smartphone, an older model, and on it I play Interstellar Pilot because I'm also a science fiction geek. I wish I could show you some of my science fiction stuff because I don't have a lot, but anyway, if you look down here, you'll see my other stuff here. At the bottom, you can see some Star Trek titles. This was before, I want to say this might have been the Roddenberry era, before these new companies took over Star Trek, and in my opinion, made a joke of the franchise. I don't watch it anymore. I do occasionally watch my older movies. I have a collection of the original Star Trek series with Captain Kirk and Spock and the gang. I love those ones. Those are very, very, very fun. Very, what they call campy, but very fun. So anyway, that's who I am. This is my life. I'm a real person with interests outside of Interstellar Pilot. Okay. I try to do a little bit of online Christian ministry, mostly focused and centered on Facebook. And that started after meeting my wife and after setting up my first my first Facebook account. It later occurred to me that it might be fun to have like an undercover hidden account where I could kind of hide out when I didn't want to talk to people and be social. Being an introvert, that helps a lot. So I'm gonna sit down now, guys. Okay, that's better. So I made a secondary account. I don't know if it was allowed or not. Maybe it wasn't allowed, but I didn't see the harm. I wasn't using it to hurt anybody. I wasn't using it to harass anybody. I was barely using it. In fact, up until Facebook deleted my main account and took that offline, I hadn't touched my secondary account in a long time. It was years and years and years. And all of a sudden, gone. My primary Facebook account was taken offline because of, well, I don't know why, but I'm just going to guess. Cyberbullying. Because I had opinions that ran contrary to other people's opinions, and I was very vocal about it. And my account was taken down. And Facebook will not typically tell you, from what I've been told and from what I'm understanding now, after actually trying to contact them, they have not contacted me back with an actual reason why my account was taken down. They will not tell you. In fact, I haven't had any contact from them on that subject at all. Zero communication with them. I've contacted them asking for an explanation, but they have not gotten back to me. It's been months already since my main account was taken down. And what happens to all your contacts? People that you know only from Facebook. I was making friends with people in the Philippines because of contact with my wife, because of contact with other Filipinos. I had also met people from the United States who are in places like California, places I can no longer see in real life and will probably never see again. Guess what? That contact is gone, completely cut off. I can't see those people again in real life. And unless you happen to have their email addresses, you can't contact them. They can't contact you unless they know your email address. Communication, zero, gone. And up to this point, talking through Facebook was my only way to keep in contact with my wife, who lives still in the Philippines. I live in New York in the United States with no money. I can't visit her. It's impossible. Contact with my wife, gone, thanks to Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. I think this much of you. See that? That's how much I think of Facebook right now. That much. On the other hand, if you keep in good standing with the social media giant, and if you tiptoe around the eggshells, so to speak, play the game their way, behave yourself, don't step on anyone's toes now. Mind your P's and Q's. Use your real name, your real picture, stuff like that. Don't use an alias now. That's not allowed. That's right. They don't even like alias accounts. Don't like them. I did nothing wrong. I might have been a little opinionated and vocal about my opinions as a Christian. But beside that, I did nothing wrong. So I've been cut off now from my wife and from friends I had made that I can no longer have contact with because I don't know their contact information. I was working with this one guy in a group as an administrator for at least, I think, around 4 or 5 years, around that range. Good guy, nice guy. I even considered him a friend, a real honest-to-goodness friend. Now that communication is gone, thanks to Facebook. Thanks, Facebook. It hurt at first. I got used to it. I accepted it. But now this morning I woke up, and just like last time, my secondary account, my backup account that I had for just as long as my primary account, which, as I pointed out, I wasn't even using it up until this point. And at this point, I was only using it for just social contact. I wasn't using it for anything other than just talking to people. No Christian stuff was posted on it. In fact, basically no posts at all. It was just blank except for my news feed and some friend list. And I was using it to talk to my wife. And that's gone too. Facebook, if you're watching this video, I challenge you to find my new account. But I'm guessing you'll probably destroy that too. So I'm leaving Facebook, probably, as soon as I can. I'm going to find another way to talk to my wife through some other online app, messenger service. Maybe we'll go back to Skype. I don't know. Beyond that, I'll find another way. So just in case anyone here uses Facebook, I want you guys to know that I think this much of it. I think that much of it. That are totalitarians. They engage in censorship. They engage in censorship. They collect information about you. They basically track you, selling your information to places like Google, who apparently might engage in that in information selling as well, from what I know. Did I care up until this point? No, not really. But then what I do care about is people wiping out my accounts without telling me why they wiped out my account. At least give me a reason why. At least give me a way to fix the situation so it doesn't have to happen again. So I can keep in contact with people that I've grown to know, even just through Messenger over the years. Now without that contact, people I was talking to, people that I had meaningful conversations with, can't talk to them anymore. I was even talking to my flower girl, who happens to be a little Filipina, who was very nice to me. who actually, I guess, wanted to talk to me. I can't now because I don't even remember her name on Facebook. I should have written it down. My memory is not that good. I should have written it down. It never occurred to me that Facebook could just cut me off from contact with her. So now my flower girl from my wedding is no longer accessible to me through contact on Facebook. She would contact me and ask me why I wasn't talking to her, and I'd have to tell her things like I'm busy, you know. And she really didn't even know the situation between me and my wife, but I think she was curious because obviously it's been many years since the wedding, so she's older, much older now than she was before. So she didn't know though, you know, but I think she wanted to know. Can't talk to her now. There's this nice Muslim fellow living in Morocco who was interested in talking to me. We talked quite a few times. You'd imagine me and a Muslim would not have much in common, but we found common ground. We both decided that we might disagree on who God is, but we both believe in God. We both believe in a God, even if we don't agree on who he is or what he is. We agree there is one. But now I can't talk to this person anymore because Facebook cut us off. Facebook cut me off from Facebook. Potentially because of cyberbullying, and then potentially because I was using an alias account that relied on an alias. So in case you're on Facebook and have an account that relies on an alias name, not your real name, be careful. You could be next. But if you behave yourself and, like I said, follow all the rules, you'll be fine. So I'm going to try to find a platform where there's less censorship and so I can be more free. Like in America, where I can have free speech. I can say what I want, when I want, to whom I want, without worrying about a lot of consequences. But on Facebook, you don't have that. Facebook is not America. Facebook is not a place of freedom of speech or of expression. If you want to express yourself, find a better platform to do it on. That's what I've learned. If I want to talk to my wife who lives in the Philippines, I've got to find a different way to do it. Thankfully, my stepsister can still contact my wife and tell her how to contact me. But as of this moment, I will no longer be doing it through Facebook or Facebook Messenger. Thanks, Facebook, for all the wonderful memories over the years you've given me. And thank you for wiping them all out. Because this is how much I think of you guys. This much. Yay! If your sarcasm detector isn't going off right now, it should be. Anyway, as far as my Interstellar pilot videos, those will continue until people get bored. I will try maybe to do some other things with my YouTube account. Occasionally, I will probably try to get back to doing some Christian videos as well. I don't do them a lot because the stuff I want to talk about isn't very popular, but I would be doing them because I want to. So if you're subscribed to my channel, guys, I don't make videos to appeal to subscribers. I make them to appeal to myself. Okay? So if you subscribe because of Interstellar Pilot, remember this account is not supposed to be a one-trick pony. I want it to be a collection of things that interest me. One of those things happens to be Interstellar Pilot. Another one of those things happens to be Christian universalism. Okay? And as I decide to share other videos later on, maybe I'll eventually show off me and my rats just hanging out together. I don't know. Lots of possibilities, but the problem here too is that even YouTube engages in some censorship. Okay? I follow many people on Facebook or YouTube that say they're having problems with their stuff being demonetized or their videos being removed, stuff like that. And growing up as an American under a realm of freedom of speech, for me, this is very difficult to watch and witness. You know, growing up in the 80s, there was none of this PC stuff going on. Politically correct was like, what's that? You wanna make racist jokes, and not that I was a racist, and I'm not. But if you wanted to, you know, watch some cartoon using stereotypes or something, it was all for fun. It was just a joke. No one really cared. Okay? It was like watching Family Guy. There's a Family Guy clip where Peter hires some black guys for some purpose. I forgot why. And he's like, he's got the 80s black guys and the 90s black guys. Well, he's got the 80s black guys, and the 90s black guys comes along and he says to his wife Lois, he says, "Run, honey. Those are the 90s black guys." And they come at Peter with guns. The 80s black guys just wanted to rap and have a good time, you know? But back in the day, jokes like that were fine. They were very tame. But now, you know, companies like, you know, YouTube and Facebook want to cut down and block videos and remove content and remove accounts. Hey, I grew up in the United States of America. I still live here. There's still freedom of speech to some degree. And the day I have to give up those freedoms, it's not a good day for me. I'm very pissed off right now. I just want Facebook to know that, and I want YouTube to know if they go in the same direction as Facebook, they're making a huge mistake. You're going to lose users. You're going to lose content from your platform, and people will go to other platforms to make videos instead. I should probably do the same thing while I can, but for right now, I want to experiment with YouTube and see where I can take this. If I have to, I'll eventually leave YouTube as well. But for right now, we're okay. Me and YouTube are still on good speaking terms. I'm still okay with YouTube. But Facebook, no. No. I don't recommend it. If you ever thought about using Facebook, my advice, don't do it. And that's it, guys. This has been Justin Pontarelli of the Living Sword Ministries and the guy who makes you those stupid interstellar pilot videos. Signing off and saying, guys, until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. Leave any commentary down below. That's all. Take care, guys. Thank you.